Hello everyone, in this video I will show you the different types of relationships that may exist in Power BI. The first type of relationships is the one-to-one relationship. As an example, if we have a table with school names and another table with principals or school managers' names, we will find out that there is only one school for each principal, and there is only one principal for each school. As for the many-to-one relationship, again, if we go with the school example, if we have a table with school names and another table with teachers' names, we will find out that for each school there could be multiple teachers registered under that school. But any teacher could be registered under just one school. Finally, there is the many-to-many relationship. As an example, if we have a table with student names and another table with subject names, we will find out that each student studies multiple subjects, and each subject is taught to multiple students. To make this clearer, let's go to the model view and see how we can build the relationships among the tables I just mentioned. Okay, so here we have 4 tables: principals, schools, students, teachers, and subjects in one table. So let's start with the first example we mentioned in the PowerPoint presentation. That is the relationship between the principals table and the schools table. So we have a column titled school name in both tables. To make the relationship, all we need to do is to drag the school name column from any of these two tables and drop it over the school name column on the other table. As you can see, by default, Power BI has decided that the best way to make a relationship between these two tables is to set this relationship to be one-to-one. So it has written number 1 at the beginning of the relationship line and also number 1 at the end of the relationship line, and that's how we can figure out, or that's how we can tell that this is a one-to-one relationship. Additionally, if you double click this relationship line, a window will appear to you that would show you which 2 columns are being used for making this relationship and the type or the cardinality of the relationship. In Power BI, the relationship type is called cardinality. So if we hit cancel and move to the second type of relationships we have, that would be the one-to-many relationship. So like we said before, an example could be the relationship between a table with schools or school names and another table with teachers. So if I drag this school name column and drop it over the school name column on the teachers and subjects table, it will build a one-to-many relationship, because on the schools table we have listed the school name only one time, while on the teachers and subjects table we have listed the school name multiple times. So we have the school name repeated multiple times, as this is the side of the many relationship, and on the schools table we have the school name listed only one time per school. Finally, we have the many-to-many relationship, and as an example we said that that could be the relationship between the subjects table and the students table. To make the picture clearer, let me show you the 2 tables. So we will be using the teaching subject column to make the relationship between the 2 tables. As you can see, the teaching subject is listed multiple times on this table, and it's also listed multiple times on this other table. That's why the relationship would be a many-to-many relationship, because the teaching subject which is being used to link the 2 tables is repeated multiple times in the 2 columns that we would be using for making the relationship. So if I go to the relationship view and make this relationship using the teaching subject column on both tables, Power BI would automatically suggest that I make the cardinality for this relationship as many to many. Additionally, a warning sign appears here telling us that we should only use this cardinality of many to many if none of the two columns we are using for making this relationship, none of the two columns have unique values, which is exactly what's happening in our case. So we will just click OK. So although we can tell by just looking that this column doesn't have any unique values, in case you would like to be 100% sure, you can look at the column summary you have at the bottom over here that would show the number of rows on this column and the number of distinct values. So if the number of rows does not equal the number of distinct values, that simply means that you have one or more values repeated on this column. Finally, we need to understand that we cannot have more than one active relationship between two tables. For example, let's say that I would like to make a relationship between the students table and the teachers table that's based on the teacher name column. So as we already have a relationship between these two tables, if we try to make another relationship, it would be inactive, meaning that when we try to make a visual or a table using columns from both of these tables at the same time, only the active relationship would be taken in consideration, while the inactive relationship would be totally ignored. The only way to use the inactive relationship in any context is to use the useRelationship function in DAX, which we will talk about in the next chapter. And that's all we need to know about types of relationships in Power BI, which is also known as relationship cardinality in Power BI terms. See you in the next video. If you like this type of content, subscribe to our channel, hit like, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. And by the way, we also offer Power BI consulting and training services at www.powerbimaster.com. See you in the next video.